Hello. As I may have misled you all by misunderstanding the serious nature that tiering takes on someone. This video will be divided into 3 segments as to why World Link and tiering are problematic for beginner players like me. Logistics, psychology, and experiences. People online often suggest to plan before tiering, especially the enigmatic entity we all know as World Link events. However, they never suggest on how to tackle planning tiering for events, such as the specific logistics we should look out for. This can seriously harm a novice's gameplay when they don't understand the mechanics of point-2 token calculation, the importance of talent score, conservation of bonus energy drinks, etc. As much as I dislike to admit it, I just learned of tiering a month ago and thought,
well, I'm going to get all the cards in this set. Then I'll get top 1,000 and the rest top 10,000. I'm so cool, still show my appreciation for these characters. I'll know all the rules of tiering, so don't worry.
I'll go into the psychology tidbit later, but I'm going to say this in a logistical sense.
Players under rank 100, you are not ready to tier.
80 bonus energy drink cans is not enough. I ran out during World Link and Matthew's event and I did not make it to top 1K. I can also guarantee even if I had locked in on the warmth of a guiding hand event, I still would have not made it to top 1K. On top of all that, theoretically, although you had enough bonus energy to land in your desired spot, you still have to take into account your team skills, type of event, songs to play, and a great deal of other things as well. Without further ado, I will explain some mechanics of Project Sekai beginner players might be confused about. My current team composition for World Link. Specifically for World Link, you must have different icon shapes on the characters, which are referred to as attributes. It's better to specifically tailor your team to your needs, but I will discuss that later. In marathon, normal, and cheerful show team events, there will always be a single attribute that will give you extra event bonus. The next event is a Wonderland X Showtime Marathon event in the Purple Moon attribute. World Link shows more logistics because of the addition of support teams that add half bonus to the current tiering phase, unit member chapter, and half to tokens. In other types of events, they just show the event bonus. In World Link events, as I have mentioned, the tiering phases are split into unit member chapters, and at the time of recording, we were on Mizuki's. The event shop is more straightforward, with the more general sale items such as crystals or basic to star card in the general shop, while character specified unit member X. Kanate cover, cards, and Goofy Wish Vial are in the chapter exchange shop. Logistically, it's not worth it to also worry about not full comboing things like this because it scams you.
Bro, I practically full comboed. I'm a queen, okay?
This is the point calculation screen. You do not have to do any math. Project Sekai has already done that for us. All you must pay attention to is, if you're aiming to buy a specific item from the shop, you should check the tokens to see what bonus energy multiplier is most ideal to be on and what songs to play in order to get the amount of exchange tokens you want. The points are halved in order to accommodate the tokens. However, you only pay attention to this if you're low-key tiering, which is healthier. And lastly, the bonus, to visualize if you're getting the most you can out of playing. Update, a few days ago I got full-on show missions, which is logistically not healthy, and I will explain bonus energy conservation now. On events, you get an additional 5 energy drinks you can consume on a single song for more rewards in the XP. This right here is not healthy. The This is far healthier and beneficial in the long run. Now what am I yapping about? To use less energy cans at a given time even, if it is a desperate, I will go over that later, situation then it yields more rewards than using everything right away. If you're playing Expert 25, for example, and miss a few notes with a bunch of grades, that would still impact the score at the end, causing you less points sometimes. However, with fewer energy drink usage, you can mitigate this possibility and have more points than using it all at once. If you don't have many energy drinks, it's not wise to use them even if you are not tiering. Because in the future, perhaps you are reward maxing overall event tier and aim for T10, or which is low-key, tiering not hardcore. You should consider with the experience you have if it is worth it to waste materials like that for a temporary XP boost that will not benefit you at that current time frame. Tiering titles are also logistically temporary, meaning other events similar to it will likely appear, and psychologically it is not healthy to tier on every banner you see. I will go over psychology next.
First of all, the name. I was expecting this title. What did we get? What did we get?
My apologies.
It just really shocked me and probably made me go berserk because I had the idea to solo tier for the whole effing event, which is self-degrading. There were many tier baiters, and no, just because you are tiering does not mean that you must put it on your user and your exact tier goal. It's just ludicrous to me how I would go for it. To ride on this thrill of wasting materials, I tiered so hard my strongest team is only in Nightcore, which is not my wish even, though I adore the characters dearly. Also seeing the top 100 form a secret message in their respective tiers, they deserve it for going as hardcore as they did, especially Mitsuki. In a previous event, Stick to Your Faith, the Shiho won. There was this user who warned against tier baiting. Huge props to them for warning. As the tier baited, it was quite oblivious of me to go along with, the public not coercing me to, but it felt like a push to do it. I'll definitely be prepared next time. Another clarification, if you're somehow this far into the video without skipping, thanks a ton. I'm obviously not getting money for this. But all I want to do is just offer awareness. These might be obvious things to some people, but for others, like me, no matter how much we know, we can't avoid it. You can take any title, anything, and aim for the top, but in the end, you can still edit it on your custom profile if you didn't get to where you wanted to. Sure, it's not as nice, but it just goes to show how temporary a title can be. For us not as experienced, seasoned veteran players who already have the old school badge, we can't rely on our friends and are too scared, don't know how to reach out on Discord or someplace to find like-minded players solo tiering or to find people called fillers, etc. Basically, solo tiering is hell. Tiering in a server or having some kind of support system is less of a hell. Let's be honest, most of these gachas prevent you from logistically saving it for later gachas. So let's see what is psychologically at play here. In the regular card, there's usually a modest scene with little to no shading reflecting the story of the event. In the bloomed version, the cards take up a new form reflecting inner emotions or sometimes metaphors of a Sekai with pops of color and shading. These details encourage our brains to pause, look for deeper meaning, and feel nothing but attraction to a harmony of colors. I I cannot say specifics as to right now why humans love things that evoke beauty or some strong emotional connection to images. In a future video, I could research and update you on my findings if you are interested, and anyone who has a concrete lead can also contribute. Also, this video is not the end-all be-all. I'm planning for this to be an introduction to tiering safety concerns and not a heavily researched guide. Honestly, cause these are just some of my opinions from experiencing few of the pains serious tierers go through and would like to prevent impressionable beings from also falling into the rabbit hole. A simpler reason as to why psychologically we get on the grind is empathy. After reading a unit's worth of event stories, it's clear to me the writers do not slack off. The reason it's easy to find someone to relate to is because the inner struggles of the characters reflect most real-life mental health dilemmas. Perfectionism, parental disagreements, self-doubt, needs and wants to measure up to someone you idolize, coming out, and much more. In fact, I would organize it as a map of connections between each character, how they see each other and interact with them as a whole. And we're scared of not being able to be relating with society. That's why we charge on S ranks in co-op pubs. As you progress through your Project Sekai journey, you'll just naturally understand what to do to tier. You should only be on 5 to 7 bonus energy. You have naturally enough resources to expend on, enough for stars to use. Yeah, that's basically it, except
beginners do not have enough experience yet.
Shizuku, I can't handle this much experience. It's too much.
before I go, I'll offer some experience. Specific teams people use to tier high fillers fill their team with powerful cards while in chorus, or scoring points on the skills the cards can provide. Keeps the tierer in check with their position and makes sure they have a healthy, experienced support through Abijay. The song Haito Rainbow Envy a joke made by hardcore tierers because envy sounds like ebi, which means shrimp in Japanese. The hell of short songs. When a tierer gets yeeted out of the tier they had, they drove the car to their tier destination. The point mileage sealed their fate, and they stopped tiering to get some rest. Unfortunately, this video wasn't as comprehensive as I'd like it to be. It was supposed to be a full video chaining reasons why it is absurd to risk your health for tiering, but sorta just turned into a lazy analysis. I will provide better guides and in-depth tiering experiences in my playlist down below, so go check them out if you're interested, since they can explain this stuff better than me. Let's go over some extra random advice to engage your overall Project Sekai gameplay. Here are some stretches for your hands and arms. You can find a lot of other great agility exercises and general stretches on YouTube as well. In my opinion, it's better to position yourself sitting like you're about to play a piano, since learning Project Sekai is like each instrument. Do not set your device on a hard, flat surface. I heavily recommend enhancing your experience by setting it on a pillow or a soft blanket to ensure no uncomfortable sliding incidents to occur. Also just makes it comfy. Whenever you're watching any kind of tutorial, remember to not treat it as strict guidelines to follow. You should instead think of it as a mindset to add the ingredients of that video recipe to your own recipe of gameplay and experimenting to your liking. When you don't achieve that FC or AP, forgive yourself. As you can see in this gameplay, I messed up a ton and I have improved. Do not take your skill at face value. It can always improve. I can do 26s now. Somewhat. Whenever you see someone choose Master in co-op, you don't have to be pressured into also choosing Master. Haito Rainbow envy expert over Master. Virtual shows take some of your data, and you exchange it with crystals, a stamp, a cover card, or other marvelous rewards. Please join it. Lastly, gachas have a sort of luck period. At the middle of the gacha, so roll for your cards during that period. At least, from what I have gathered. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of Starry Sky Melody Gameplay 3.
誰かを笑顔にできるんだってことを知って胸の奥がなんか楽しいって気持ちだと願いを道のこもった奏でいいです聞こえるんだ部屋で食べたけじゃこの空気は味わえないねそうだねあれこう見つけるほどに暗闇を照らした音気ないずっと聞いていたいよねメモリーにして夢を満たしてゆこうミックな心強いねいつかと約束嬉しいな